want to do another one since I fucked all up?
Well, it's to help sync up the audio and.
Yeah, but then I fucked it up by doing another clap.
All right.
All right, right? 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, I started the audio this time before the video. I've been having a hard time trying to sync them.
It's not too bad, right?
No, but I'm using iMovie, so it's different.
Oh, okay, well, just use the Premiere.
No, iMovie's literally the same thing.
Is it?
But it's free.
It's
'Cause
free?
I have a MacBook.
Because you have a Mac, yeah.
Because I'm not a bitch.
I like Premiere, dude. I was like using like I was telling you before we got on, like I was fucking around with Illustrator. I kind of like it's just I don't know. There's something about it. It's like very satisfying learning a new thing. I give props to guys that are like great video editors or even just normal video editors or great graphic designers or normal graphic designers. Like I liken it to like when I cook something, you know, and they're like, "What the fuck? It's all you made homemade Caesar dressing?" And like, "What the hell? You did your crouton?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, like what's to you?
Yeah, like it's simple. You just add these ingredients, emulsify it, and then you put it in, and then you boom, little anchovy, and then you're done. Like to where like it's the same kind of thing. It's all what you made this in 3 hours, huh? You know, and it's,
What?
yeah. It's like that. I think it's that same kind of thing. So yeah, dude, like you just fucking press V and then you go like this and then you expand and then you make a rectangle and then you go like this and then boom, 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 and then you go and you blur it out and then like it's simple, you know?
Right.
Once you know you're sweet, you're in it.
There's definitely a learning curve.
Yeah.
Like that's why I was like fucking around on iMovie and I was getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Because I'm not tech savvy at all.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like, I'm not like to me, that's why I'm like mad respect to people who edit.
Yeah.
Mad, especially like Nathaniel, who's like a wizard at editing.
Yeah.
To a sense.
Yeah.
Well, he's not a wizard anymore.
He's good. He's good.
Pretty fucking
but
good.
But it's kind of like, you remember Wizard of Oz where it's like, oh my God, and then it's just a guy behind a curtain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that I've kind of done it, like he could just do it way more efficiently, but it's like, it's almost like you could taste it. Like it's like, okay, I know what it is. I can see it.
Right.
And it's like, everything's like a short YouTube tutorial away.
Is it really?
Yeah. Like it's like, okay, how do like simple shit. Like when I was doing it, like I was like, how do you copy and paste? And it's all Command Z C.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh. It's like learning all these shortcuts, and it's like, oh, okay. And then where do I do? Oh, Command V. Okay.
Right.
Like, and it's just.
Yeah, because that's what I learned on that. Like I watched the iMovie, like how to use iMovie, and it was literally like the same thing where it's like, okay, so you have to sync up your audio and video, so you have to do that, but then you save the file. And you put it to like another thing. You save that file, and then that's when you really start editing. Once you sync up the sound.
Yeah.
Because once you sync up the sound, then it goes to like other shit. Like you can't cut and edit both of them at the same time on iMovie, so you have to just save it as one file.
Oh, okay.
And then put it back into iMovie and then start editing the entire thing.
Yeah, so on Premiere you could go and you could unlink stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
so like this video has audio on it, right?
Right.
So you unlink it, you delete the audio, then you pull the audio from the pod track,
Right.
link it up, and then you sync it up, and then you can link them, and then it's all in line, so you can make your cuts like boom, boom.
Yeah,
boom,
that's
boom.
what when I used it once, I was like, oh, this is pretty easy.
Yeah.
That's what I thought iMovie was gonna be like, and I did it, and I was like, it's not like this at all.
Yeah,
I felt dumb. I was like, oh shit, I thought this was gonna be so. Like I was like, oh, you just got to sync up the file and that's it, and then it turned out I was like, oh no, that's not it. Like you have to do other shit too. I was like, fuck. Yeah. I was kind of pissed.
I enjoy it though, man. It's like I like when I was in school, like when I was like doing well in school or whatever, when I was like I enjoy math. Like I enjoy problem solving, like doing like algebra, and like even like when I was in the apprenticeship for the like electrical union, we had to do like calculus and like cosine, sine, trigonometry shit, you know?
Yeah.
Because we have to find like angles and shit, you know, whatever the fuck. And I would enjoy problem solving. Like I would enjoy like, okay, here's this. I know how to do it. Here's all you got to do to get it, you know? And I enjoy that because it's like hard problem solving. And that's what I feel like when I'm doing like this Illustrator thing, or when I'm doing the video editing. It's like advanced problem solving. Like I was literally sitting at my computer yesterday problem solving for like 5 hours. Like intense, you know what I mean? Like intense work. And it's just like, okay, like I enjoy it. But it's so exhausting. you know. And then there's a point to where I'm like, okay, I'm like, fuck, like this is too hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's where I'm completely different. Where I like when shit gets hard, like they're like too difficult, and I get stuck. I'm like, fuck this. Like I just drop it. I'm like, this is stupid.
Yeah, like that's how I can be, but it's like this needs to be done, so it's like it gives me a reason.
Right.
So I'm like, how do I do this? And I look up video tutorials, and it's all like, so draw it out for some. Oh, okay, I could draw. I could draw lettering like decently. You know what I mean? I can't like draw like a fucking T-Rex or something. You know what I mean? But I do like graffiti lettering. I've done that a lot. You know what I mean? Like on paper too.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can do that. I go, I know shapes and shadings and like how you want shadows to hit and stuff like that. I go, so I could do that. So I go and I'm like, okay, let me draw. Boom, 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 boom. And it's like, okay, then you take a picture and you trace it. I go, I could trace. I go, I used to fucking love tracing as a kid. It's a little more complicated because you're like using lines and shit. But it was like, okay, like it's like easily, like I could grasp this. You know what I mean?
So you drew it on the paper and then you uploaded it.
Yeah.
And then traced it on Canva.
Yeah. No, not on Canva, on Illustrator.
Illustrator.
Yeah. So like you put like another layer over it. So it's like putting like a transfer paper over your paper.
Yeah.
And then you basically just like you turn the opacity down, and then you could kind of just or you dim it, like the bottom one, and then you just draw over that layer with with a pencil kind of thing, like a pencil tool, and you just like click points, right? So it's like point here, and then you could kind of bend it.
Yeah.
And then point, and then you get your points and you bend them, and then it's like, okay, this is good enough. You know what I mean? And then you just like move on to the next letter. And then once like I got like a letter, I just like copied it and pasted it. So it was like the same letter. So it was like, because obviously my letters look different because I'm not that good at drawing.
Right.
And like, so I was able to like, it was cool. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I wouldn't think of like you could upload a picture and like draw it out that way.
Yeah. So like in theory,
which I'm sure a lot of people do shit like that.
That's what everybody does.
Yeah.
So in theory, I could get any like, I like that text from that. I could screen grab it and trace over it. Or if like someone's good at drawing, I could be like, hey, can you draw this really well for me? And then I could, in theory, trace over it, you know?
What happened?
Nothing. I don't want to talk about it on the podcast.
Someone just got fired.
No, but
yeah, I can't edit worth the fuck, which is like frustrating to me. While I'm like trying to learn, like, 'cause especially like just trying to edit podcast, just to make sure like I rely on like that part of it, 'cause like having to send it out, give it to Schmarko, have him edit it up, and shit like that. It gets like not old, but it's like fuck, like I know like I have time to do it, but I'm just like I don't know how to do it.
It's like it's like a pipeline. You know what I mean? A pipeline to something being done. And if you're going to create a blockage, like, you know, or another turn or something like that, then that's somewhere where we could get jammed up.
Yeah.
So anything that we could just streamline the pipeline is efficient, you know?
Yeah, that's why I get so annoyed. I'm like, dude, I could just learn how to do this. But then when I start doing it, I get so pissed off when it doesn't come out how like I envision it or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it becomes too like you gotta fucking look up this YouTube video, but then you don't look up you don't put in the right lettering in YouTube, so it sends you to a different fucking guy telling you about some shit. So I'm like getting pissed about that, and then I have to fucking reword it, and I'm like, all right, maybe this is it. And then he says it, and he's like, oh, you just have to find your clap in the fucking in the video. I'm like, well, we didn't fucking clap in the video, so I have to go off of this fool saying, well, are we recording on the Zoom or are we recording on the laptop? Like, because you said that in the beginning of the podcast, like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's like, I got to find where it syncs up at. And it's like so frustrating because the video is playing audio and the bottom is playing audio. So you're getting fucked with, and I'm wearing headphones, so I'm hearing different conversations at the same time. And I'm just getting annoyed, and I'm like, I'm done.
It's definitely like a feel kind of thing doing all that stuff.
And I start feeling manic because there's multiple voices going on at the same time. And I'm like, I'm going to lose my shit.
Well, welcome to my world, all right, dude?
Yo, I feel like that every morning I wake up.
Nah.
There's never silence.
Nah. But, yeah, this is kind of meta, I guess, right? Fucking talking about the behind the scenes. I think
I don't even think we started podcasting.
I think it'll get better, though, dude. It'll get... like, right, I'm busy with school relatively, you know, like I'm all right, but it's just like I also like I could focus more on that stuff too. Like
Yeah.
sooner or later, it's just like so much work. You know, it's like, okay, dude, like I got a lot of other shit on my plate right now that I'm trying to figure out and just trying to get in a space. You know?
Yeah. Dude, I get it why Anthony sits over here. It's pretty comfortable. He picked,
Yeah.
he picked a good spot.
Yeah.
I'm over there like my chair's all fucking sunken in.
Dude, I know you sit in it too much. You have to rotate, dude. It's like broken.
You know what's funny is as every time like someone's over, they sit over there and I sit over here.
They sit in the fucked up one.
Yeah, they choose to sit in that one, but they choose to sit in that one. But that's like my seat.
Yeah.
I've always sat there.
Why don't you tell them to get up?
Because I'm like, yeah, you sat there. So I'll just come sit over here. And I sit in this one. I'm like, this one's so comfortable.
Yeah.
It's way more comfortable.
But it's your seat.
Yeah, but it's my seat, and I feel weird sitting over here.
I would tell someone to get up, dude.
I could care less. There's 4 seats.
But it's like, that's my seat.
Yeah.
This is my house.
I keep thinking about getting a new couch, but I'm like, nah.
This is probably fucking expensive as fuck.
Probably. There's another piece to it somewhere.
Was this gifted to you?
Yeah, it was my grandma's.
Really?
Yeah.
Because this is dope, dude. This is like...
She gave it to me straight out of her living room. When I moved out here, she's like, just take it.
This is probably like a double recliner and shit, dude. Like...
With, whatchamacallit, there's...
little
USB
things.
things
Yeah,
inside.
dude. Yeah.
That don't work,
But still. How come they don't work? It has to be plugged in or something, or what?
Yeah, it's plugged in, but it just doesn't work. I don't know. It's probably disconnected. And then this couch was not gifted, but given to me too when my brother moved because it didn't fit in his new place.
Yeah. Furniture's dope, dude.
Yeah, it's not bad. It just obviously it doesn't match.
I forgot when we first started coming around there, you had the futon out here.
Yeah, the futon was out here.
Yeah.
And now I'm probably gonna get rid of that futon.
Why?
Put like an actual bed in there.
Well, do you need a bed?
Yeah, actually like a small bed.
Do you want a full size bed or a queen?
I think that's the size of my bed.
A queen size?
How much?
I don't know. It's basically just kind of like, can we store it here until further uses?
Yeah.
I'll see what Carla says.
Okay.
Because we have a queen size bed, but we also bought a storage unit. But
we have 2 beds, right?
Yeah, we have 2 beds at our house. My parents have a bed in every room, where they're giving away a bed. The one that used to be in my room is going upstairs or went upstairs. The one that was upstairs is given away or selling it to somebody. And then we still have 2 beds, but we have like a whole storage unit that we're going to put shit in.
Okay.
But I don't, I'm sure Carla, I don't know. Maybe Carla might want to, because it's a nice mattress. It's like hardly been used. Maybe like Joe peed on it once, but sorry, son, if you watch this. Didn't mean to.
Okay. Speaking of that, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure my roommate would be very grateful for that.
Yeah. Who? Nathaniel?
No, Andrew.
Oh.
He would love that.
Marco?
No. Pretty much everybody who sleeps in that room.
Yeah. But then it doesn't have the same aesthetic. It doesn't have like halfway house aesthetic.
We should take a picture of this and put it in the podcast because it looks so fucking ran down, and not even ran down, but it's like so bare bones.
It looks like
it's not inviting for you to stay here.
Yeah, it's like no one lives here, but people stay here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Nobody lives here, but people have been here.
Yeah. It's very recovery home, dude. It's very
It's like we cycle people in here.
Yeah,
that's all we do.
Yeah. Hey, well, it's better than sleeping on the streets, all right, dog? You know, like that's like got running water, all right. We got AC, heat.
You got a place to shower.
Yeah, all right. So fucking, here's a toilet paper roll for a pillow. That's also the only toilet paper you're gonna have.
What was the worst situation you've seen?
That I've seen?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like off of not living on the street, but like people living in like halfway houses and shit like that.
I've only ever been in one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and just this one right here. It was nice. Bunk beds.
Yeah. I like how when you first came over here, you looked. It was like we could turn this into like 6 people could live in here.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
You get 3 bunk beds.
Yeah.
Put them here, here, and here, and I was like, what the fuck? It was like 6 people.
Yeah. 1
room. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like, you make your money back.
You could realistically put 4 people in there and 2 dressers.
Yeah.
And then they split the closet between 4 people.
Fuck that. That's a tiny closet. And then the dresser is split between 4 people too.
Yeah, everyone gets a drawer.
1 drawer.
Yep.
So God forbid you have hella clothes.
You don't. You don't.
Yeah, everybody has like 4 shirts.
Well, you take stuff and then you have cabinet, not cabinets, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, cabinets kind of thing in the
like whatchamacallit, right? It's
like,
on the side of the bunk bed?
no, like you in the closet you have like shelving.
Oh, okay.
So, you could put other shit, and then you have the shelving up top that you could kind of put shit that's split into like 4 ways.
Yeah.
Closet spin to 4 ways, and then, really all you need is, underwear, socks, and then like a handful of shirts, and then you just do laundry.
Cycle through.
Just do laundry. Dude, I used to only have fucking like 2 pairs of socks, couple pairs of underwear, and like, cause I would move light, dude, and I would literally shower with my clothes.
I remember you telling me about that. Like, you would paw
Yeah,
your clothes with your feet.
I'd be like a Chinese guy, fucking.
I would say like a cat.
Well, like I feel like that's how Chinese people shower. Like they go, like I'd get naked, I'd grab my clothes, or as I'm taking my articles of clothes, I'm throwing it in the shower, and it's getting wet, right? And I'd get in the shower, and first thing I do is I fucking throw like my body wash, like my 7-in-1 body wash.
Yeah. Because you're packing light.
Yeah, on my clothes, and fucking then I go and I'd like fucking I'd like Chinese squat,
Yeah.
And I'd wash the socks, wash the chonies, and then I rinse them out, and then you squeeze the fuck out of them, like you wrap it around the faucet.
Yeah.
Like you wrap it around there, or if you have a spot that has like a bolted in shower curtain, that works too. And then you like twist it, and it goes, and when you twist it, it wrings all the water out. Hang them to dry, and then you shower.
Look, I would pay the $1.25 just to do my laundry.
But it's just something. It's like you don't have time. Like it's like because sometimes we would be close to a laundromat. It's like sometimes it's not.
It's not happening.
Yeah, like sometimes I need clothes right now. Like I'm on the move. Like I'm not where, or sometimes I'm like I'm not where the rest of my clothes is. You know what I mean? It's I'm like I'm hunkered down here for a little bit. You know what I mean? It's I got to wash this shit. You know what I mean?
So would you like use the blow dryer in the rooms to like help dry?
Yeah, like your underwear.
Yeah. So you just hold it for like 10 minutes,
or you iron it if they have an iron.
Oh, and that like dries it, or gets it like it's like hot.
Yeah.
So it's not cold wet.
No, you'd iron it. You'd iron it and it'd dry it because it's hot. It's heat. So it would dry it.
Why to me does that seem like it doesn't work?
It does.
Cause like you ever squirt mist on your dryer or with your iron onto your shirts? And like it never dries.
Yeah, it does. It steams.
But it's like still wet, so it feels weird.
It gets better though. Like it gets close enough.
Yo, look, I'm not picky.
I've never had to do the ultimate trap thing where you go and you put hot water on like a hot plate.
Oh,
and then you use that as an iron.
What the fuck?
Because it's hot metal.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, because it's hot metal. You know what I mean?
So you take the hot plate.
No, you take like the pan that has water, like a little bit of water in it or whatever, because it holds the heat. It's insulated.
Yeah.
So then it gets hot. It's like boiling or whatever. Then you pull that off, and it's a flat metal surface. And then you go and you iron your clothes with that.
For those who don't have an iron.
Yeah, I've never had to do that. But
I went to the store. I bought my first iron not long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That used to be like one of the first things. Like if I was like, oh, we comfortable, I go, let's get an iron.
I just bought one. And I didn't buy the right one. I bought a travel iron. So it's like this big.
So that takes you fucking. That's dope though. Now you can take on the road with you.
Exactly. I was like, yo, I got an iron for good now. I don't have an ironing board.
You don't need an ironing board.
So I literally what I do is I get a towel and I put it right there on that counter.
Yeah.
And I just iron on the counter.
Yeah. Are you doing it on the floor or on your bed?
I do it on the counter. I like to stand. I like to stand and iron.
Yeah.
I don't like to be on my knees and ironing.
Yeah.
It's not comfortable for me.
But yeah, you could get bodies in there, dude. You could get bodies in there.
I like living alone. I hate living for
Could you imagine
people.
You in your room? You'd have to put people in your room, honestly. If like it was down to it. Realistically, what it would be is there would be 2 people in that room, and you would have like 4 people in your room,
so
including you.
What would I? No.
So you would have 2 twin beds.
Yeah.
You'd have twin beds in this room, and then in there you'd have a set of bunk beds or 1 bunk bed, so 2 beds, and then like a full size bed, and then your bed. You would have to size down to a full size.
You know what I would do? I would move to the smaller room. and put everybody in the big room.
That would
So
work.
I will only be the only one in that small room.
That'll work.
So I could put hella people in the fucking the big room.
If you're doing it like that, you could fit like 40
people.
Mexicans in there if you really want to, and they just like squat down,
Squat and sleep, sit and sleep.
Yeah, so really.
Get a piece of the wall and lean on it.
Like, don't you think it's crazy, dude? Like, if you really want it, like, you could fit 100 people in here uncomfortably.
Yeah, you have to have no furniture.
No, yeah, you could like traffic 100 people in here if you really wanted to.
I don't think we're gonna do that.
No, but like you could.
Yeah, but let's
But
not.
like I'm just like it, like that, like how that, like you get a bag of dog food, and you fucking
What do we do with the bag of dog food?
feeding the people,
With dog food,
dude. They're getting trafficked
why are they giving them dog food?
because they gotta eat something.
They're really giving these people dog food?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know, dude.
Okay, I'm pretty sure they're giving them other shit than dog food.
Fucking tacos. No, dude. It's the cheapest thing possible. They're not going to McDonald's. Hey, we got a bunch of hot readies for you guys.
Actually, they are. I've heard stories.
Well, maybe those are the nice ones. I'm talking about like the bad trafficked people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe that.
You know what I mean? Like probably fucking gallons of water and fucking
A little bit of dog food.
and dog food.
But dog food isn't good for humans, I thought.
Why?
Oh, and I did make that joke yesterday. My dad, he said, say, if the dog can eat it, why can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Nah, they can't be giving them dog food. You're fucking with me. They're not giving them dog food.
They could.
They could, but they're not. They're not doing that.
Why?
They're not that inhumane.
What? Oh. They don't even. Oh. Yeah. These fucking people that.
One time, I want to be glass half full.
Yeah. They don't even consider them human. They consider
this is all dollar bills here.
Yeah, it's pounds of flesh. It's money. They're not making them rice.
I don't think they're doing dog food. They have to be doing something like beef jerky.
Bread, maybe. Oh, beef jerky's expensive.
You think so?
Yeah.
You don't even think they give them like slabs of meat?
No.
Beans? They got to give them something. Something real.
Why?
Dude, dog food just doesn't seem feasible. Actually, dog food's expensive.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
It's $40 for like 50 pounds of food.
But can you actually eat that?
How long do you think you could survive off of 50 pounds of food? 50 pounds.
I'll probably eat a pound a day.
That's 50 days. That's 2 months almost on $40.
I think I'm going to start buying dog food and eating dog food. I'm going to start living like a traffic team. Okay, this is getting into some weird shit now. We can't post it on YouTube anymore. Anyway.
But yeah, so I think we start bringing comics in here. We make it a development house.
A development house?
Yeah.
You got to pay me $500 a month.
All right, we'll get you spots at the well.
Yeah, we'll get you spots at the club. $500 a month. And you do what you do, you know?
Hey, if you would have next time, how about this? Next time that Dave Williamson comes in town, are you going to offer him to stay here if you're still here?
I offered his feature to stay here.
What did he say?
He said no, I'm just driving back to Santa Clarita.
But maybe, Dave, why didn't you offer Dave?
I could have. Oh, I'll bring this up off the podcast. But Dan could be saving a lot of money. Because he put him up in a nice hotel. Not like nice, but it's a good hotel.
Okay.
I won't say what hotels they are, but they're near the marketplace.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good hotels.
Yeah.
He could be saving money, though.
What do you mean?
There's
Putting him here and paying you.
Comic condo.
Yeah. But then you have to give them the master, though.
No. Not at all.
You think fucking Dave Williamson's going to come and sleep on a futon?
Yeah.
No.
Where else are you going to go?
To a hotel.
Nope.
That's ridiculous.
I think he'll be happy here.
He'd be happy, but not with the sleeping situation.
I'll just put his seasoning out. Like, oh, I just used it.
He's all cool, dude.
He's all nice. Give a fuck.
Thanks, man, for buying it. Appreciate it. Fucking loser.
I bought the first one. The second one was because I gave him a drive home, so he didn't get a DUI.
Did he drive there to the club?
Yeah, he was like, I should have got an Uber and just hitched a ride back, but he was like, it is what it is.
Yeah. So someone drove his car? What kind of car did he have?
A nice Jeep. He had a cool little Jeep.
Did you take off-roading?
Nah, I should have. That was just like a stock Jeep. He lives in the city, so he can't have a fucking all jacked up Jeep.
Yeah.
I got in there and I was like, "Oh, dude, I just sold my Jeep when I moved out here." He was like, "You sell Jeeps?" And I was like, "No, I sold my Jeep." That was a good time, dude. That was a really good time. That was a good show too.
That was.
That was a really good show.
I enjoyed it.
I liked our show that we just did. I should not fuck with that because it's making a clicking noise. I like our show that we just did with the Bad Neighbor Live.
I liked it too, dude. I thought it was a lot of fun.
It was fun. Small crowd, but it was really, really fun.
It was a good crowd though, dude. Like it was a good like, dude, it's small for us, like, because we've been blessed enough to, you know, we caught lightning in a little bit. You know, I don't know why, but if we just right place, right time, or what happened. But I think we've been lucky. Like literally, our first show was a sold out fucking show.
Yeah.
Like our first show was the most packed the well has been.
Wait, which one?
Our second.
The second one.
Our
Our first one
ticketed,
was a good.
Our first ticketed show.
Yeah, our first ticketed show was really good.
Was literally the most packed that club has been.
Yeah.
In existence.
And we didn't really have a good count.
Yeah.
Because we comped a lot of people at that show.
Did we?
Well, not comped, but like we comped a good amount, but we still like the number we sold on tickets was a lot.
Yeah, it was like but that was like our first. I'm like, oh yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Like I remember just being like, dude, come on, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like,
Yeah.
they're standing room only, dude.
Yeah, that's what it turned into. It was
Yeah.
like, we have no seats.
Yeah, it's like, just come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, remember we had to pull seats from the green room because we had the couch on stage. We had to pull the seats that the comics were sitting on. We're like, hey, sorry guys, like.
Yeah. We had a couch on. No, we had a full couch.
Yeah, we had the full couch. I like having that full couch up there, dude.
It's a different aesthetic. It's a different look. It's our shit.
I said I like having that fucking couch up there.
Are you doing anything today?
Yeah, I think.
Taking Little Joe trick or treating
Nah, he's he made other plans, so.
with his friends or what? They're gonna go do fucking.
With his cousins.
They're gonna go fucking egg houses.
Nah, he I took him trick or treating on Saturday, and his mom took him trick or treating like another day, so he's already went trick or treating like 3 times or whatever.
Dude, I noticed is that like a big thing now. Kids go trunk or treating.
Yeah, but whatever. We went to houses and stuff like that. Like that the place where I used to stay at, they did like a Halloween party. It was fun, and I took him to that. And so his cousins are coming over, and they're just gonna hang out over there and like hit a piñata. They're Mexican, so
Oh, so they're not going trick or treating.
Nah, they're just gonna hang out, hand out candy.
Oh,
So like I could probably go over there, hang out for a little bit, but
wait. So what are you gonna do?
I'm probably gonna go to my parents, hang out with my godson and my brother and stuff.
Do they do a lot of they get a lot of trick or treaters over there?
I don't remember.
Like a decent amount.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Dude, my favorite thing. This is like why I'm kind of bummed out living in an apartment, is because nobody trick or treats at apartments. They only trick or treat at houses.
Yeah.
I started enjoying passing out candy. The weirdest thing. I enjoyed it because there was like a thing where my mom used to live in the neighborhood that used to get coned off by the police, and because it would just be too many kids walking through the streets, and there was like it turned into like a party thing where like you hang out, like we literally bust out all the lawn chairs, hang out in the front yard, and kids walk up and you pass them out candy. Fucking stepdad's barbecuing right next to me.
Yeah.
So it was like a fun time.
Yeah.
So it turned into like a hang.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I enjoyed that concept of like passing out candy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you just like pass, and like anytime you wanted candy, you just like, let me fucking just reach over and grab a candy.
Yeah, that's how Halloween used to be and stuff, man. I remember growing up, like my mom would make like candied apples and stuff, and like when like my friends would come over, like when my friends would knock on the door, because obviously I was like in the public school system. So like all the kids I go to school with are in my neighborhood, kind of thing, relatively. And when they would come and knock on the door or whatever, my mom would give them a candied apple and stuff like that, and
It's
like
pretty tight.
and then we would go, and then we'd have to go to the house and be like, we're out of candy, and so give us all the candy you don't like, and then give us
all the candy you don't like,
and we'd always take a pillowcase, you know what I mean? It's not a fucking, oh look, I got this bag or a bag. It's like, nah, you got a motherfucking pillowcase, dog. Like
I did the pillowcase thing once.
Things are cyclical though, right? Like things are cyclical, you know what I mean? Like everyone's all afraid of Halloween and like this and that, but I think it's gonna come full circle again. Like it's gonna be like a revival. Like my generation grew up on that, so I would like to provide that for my kid, which I think it's kind of making a little bit of a comeback. Like in certain neighborhoods, it's popping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, because I'm from like a small town and there's no such thing as trunk or treating.
Yeah.
There's like the bank does it and that's it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you still have to go to houses
Yeah.
and hit up houses. Nobody does the trunk or treat thing. Like the schools, I remember the schools, like today at school, they would do like like all the teachers passed out candy at lunch and recess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like a trick or treat stamp thing or whatever the fuck. I remember that.
I don't know what it is with the trunk or treat. Like, what the fuck makes a motherfucker in a trunk? Like, in my experience, someone selling something out their trunk is more dangerous than going to their house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? Like,
and the thing too, that's like, it's pretty safe. Not that it's pretty safe. It's pretty well off that like people are like, well, I don't want my kid to go hit up like a pedophile or whatever. Go to a pedophile's house.
there's always been pedophiles.
I know, but like they're saying like, I don't want a pedophile, like them to go to a pedophile's house by accident or whatever. And it's like, okay, little do they know, like the police, like on Halloween, they know kids are going to houses, so they literally do checkups on like pedophiles at their houses, like very so often.
Yeah.
Throughout the night, they'll always check in, like, are you here or whatever.
Yeah.
So they make sure they're there.
Yeah, it's like can't do candy, I'm assuming,
They
right?
can't
Like,
do
yeah.
candy. They can't leave their house. Like that's like literally a part of the rules. Like you can't leave your house
on Halloween.
on October. They can't say Halloween. It's like October 31st.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
it's
sense.
just very well known.
Yeah. So you're gonna be staying in tonight?
Yeah, I can't go anywhere.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know, dude. I think all that shit's fear that's pumped into us from, fucking the news media, and
Yeah,
it's fear. They want you to be afraid. They want you to be afraid that your kid is gonna, because then it creates a disconnect between me and my child, right? What I went through as Halloween, which was like a formative years, going out with my friends, dressing up like this, going all through the neighborhood with my friends, no supervision, as long as we're all together. You know what I mean?
yeah,
My son doesn't get to do that.
because there's
There's fear. There's fear pumped into him and to the parents and to the neighborhood that he can't do that.
Right.
Him and his friends aren't allowed to go and ride bikes around, because they can't, because of fear. So it's like that it's like it's caused by that, you know what I mean? And maybe there's some of like technology. It's like, oh, I just want to play with my friends online, which
Yeah.
I did too. I did a lot of that too. But it's like that mix of healthiness, and then it creates a disconnect to where I can't relate to my kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we don't have the same memories, obviously, or the same experiences, because it's a different world.
It's almost
And it creates a destruction of the family unit, which is
Yeah.
cultural Marxism, basically.
it's very like how I'm looking at it is like how they say everything circles back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Very much like, because I've heard this multiple times. It's like, oh, we're gonna hit a part because everything's super liberal right now.
Yeah.
I was like, we're gonna hit a part in our history pretty soon where everything's gonna be hella conservative.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very Republican.
Yeah.
Which is like, I'm not saying I'm looking forward to it, but I'm like, doesn't seem like too bad right now.
But at the end of the day, dude, all that shit doesn't really affect us. You know what
No,
I mean?
no, no,
Like, I mean,
no,
I
fuck.
guess that maybe as comedians, it kind of does, because the
Yeah.
crowds are a direct representative of what the culture is,
Yeah.
right? But I think that we're in a cool spot where we're in California.
Yeah.
We're close enough to Los Angeles to where, like, you hear people in Los Angeles outside of the Comedy Store hate doing stand-up in Los
In
Angeles.
LA.
And what is the Comedy Store filled with? A bunch of people not from LA,
Yeah.
right? Like, that's where you go. So it's the LA crowd that's like, woke, like they're afraid to laugh. Or you've heard people talk about it on podcasts many
Yeah.
times. So like we're able to, like we're one of the most like red states, cities, counties.
Yeah. We're the reddest county in California.
In the California. So those people still like laughing.
Yeah.
We're down home. We're blue collar. We're barbecuing. We're
the Midwest.
yeah, but like, and we're very like, so people like laughing at, and I think our crowds are like, they're very, they like it. They I mean, I think so.
I definitely feel like we're in that period of time where like, I don't know what year I'd say, but like how guys like, did you ever watch F is for Family? No. So that was Bill Burr's show, and like the dude served in Vietnam. And he didn't connect very well with his dad, who served in World War II. I think we're at that level of like how you were saying, like some people can't connect to their kids because of fear and this and that. I think we're at that point of the circle of life right now, or the
Yeah.
circle of social life, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, that's how it's all, like, it's how they want it to be.
Because it always if you always think about it, shit always like keeps going and turns back around and goes back to whatever the fuck. Like
Yeah.
shit always turns over. Like history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Shit like that. So that's why I'm like, oh, I think we're at this point where it's like, yeah, we've gone so like crazy to this side that people are now wanting. A lot of people are wanting like not a social order, but like we need to fucking bring some values back.
Yeah.
Because there's like a thing that like not a lot of young people, because we're not really around it. A lot of people are getting back into religion and shit like that. Like people are starting to go back into like because they just want some sort of what is it called?
Like a moral compass or what?
Moral compass and like not construction. What is it called? Where like structure.
Yeah.
They want some sort of structure
Yeah.
to where it's like, all right, I follow this structure. It helps me. I actually enjoy it this way.
Yeah.
You know, there's some things you believe in, some things you don't. You know what I've been doing a lot lately? Been falling asleep to listen to the Bible.
Really? That's weird.
It's weird. I mean, it knocks me the fuck out because it's boring.
Yeah.
But I fall asleep listening to the Bible. There's some interesting stories.
There's some good stories, man. The story of Jacob, I always like. The begotten son is always a good one. Very relatable, you know.
Yeah.
There's a story for everybody. You know what I mean?
That's why it's like
There's a parable for everybody that's very relatable, and it's cool because it's like an old book, you know,
Yeah.
like it's like an ancient book, and it's like, wow, like this is me, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool.
Yeah, that's why everybody have like those quotes where it's like, oh, this is my favorite one. It was like, oh, because that's the one that's most relatable
Yeah,
to you.
yeah,
It's always like, I always see like the same ones.
yeah,
Like John 3:16, Proverbs 4 something.
yeah,
Like I always see the same ones. I'm like, why are those the popular ones?
yeah.
I never see people have like I rarely see people have anything from Corinthians.
I mean, is it Corinthians is like something else, right? What's
Corinthians
the one where
is
it's
the
like
beginning.
is it?
Or no, the
Genesis.
beginning's Book of Genesis. Yeah,
Book of Genesis.
because I try to listen to them in order. So it's Book of Genesis. I fucking forgot what the other two were. But Corinthians is Corinthians 1 and Corinthians 2.
Yeah.
Corinthians 1 was pretty tight.
Fucking, I can't listen to audiobooks. I like reading stuff.
But it's like, if I'm just trying to relax and chill, I'll just fucking throw it on.
Yeah.
Put it on, fall asleep.
Hey, so I watched Nope finally.
Dude, I'm so glad you finally watched it.
I was like, because I was waiting for it to be able to rent,
Yeah.
and we could finally rent it. So I rented it day before yesterday?
On Saturday?
Saturday, yeah. Saturday night.
What
Yeah.
time did you watch it at? Did you watch it in the morning?
No, at night.
At night?
Yeah.
Did you make your room dark?
It was nighttime, yeah.
Like, did you have no lights on?
Yeah,
like
no lights,
movie
yeah.
theater setting.
Yeah, it wasn't scary.
No, it's not. But I'm
Nah.
like, there's a certain, when you're watching a movie like that, there's a certain setting
Yeah,
you have to be in.
You want it to be like a theater, yeah.
So that's why I'm very strict on watching certain movies in the theater, and I won't watch them.
I wish I would have watched it in theater because it would have been a lot better.
We watched it in IMAX.
That would have been
Me,
dope,
Anthony,
dude.
and Nathaniel
That
watched
would
it in
have been dope.
IMAX.
That's not true. It's not true IMAX there.
Not at all.
It's not the big giant screen.
No, this one was this one was cool though because I'm used to another like a Cinemark has real IMAX theaters, and they have a stadium seating,
Yeah.
and that's what I love.
Yeah.
And this one has that stadium seating,
Yeah.
but it's not like a real whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
real IMAX.
I
cameras.
like the Dolby Atmos, the MPX, the Maya experience. That was my favorite one. What did we go see over there?
Thor,
Yeah.
Love and Thunder. Yeah,
That was very comfortable. Fucking
yeah, terrible
night,
movie, but yeah,
but good. I liked it. It was fun.
It was a Marvel movie.
It was fun. And then, but Nope was dope, dude. Nope was so fucking fun, dude. I liked it from start to finish.
Yeah, a lot of spoiler alerts, real quick.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen Nope, goodbye. We'll probably end the podcast on this. Thank you guys.
Highly recommended movie. I never watched a movie where I was like, I really recommend this.
Yeah, go. You can rent it on YouTube and all other like renting streaming
Amazon,
services.
shit like that.
Buy it for like $20.
Buy the physical copy on Blu-ray because Blu-ray is better than 4K Ultra.
Yeah, if you guys aren't subscribed already to the Bad Neighbor YouTube page, please subscribe. Also subscribe to Bad Neighbor Comedy, Julian Nieto 44. Your grandma loves Marcos on Instagram. Make sure and follow us, and we'll see you next time. For those of you guys that have seen Nope,
Stick around. We're going to
stick
talk
around.
about it.
We're going to talk about this
And
shit.
comment your guys' favorite parts about this movie too.
All right, so So the first, like, what do you think? Because I read a couple, like, I like reading reviews, critic reviews after I watch the movie
Okay.
of like how wrong they are, and like how much they didn't get the movie.
The critics?
Yeah.
Yeah, the critics are funny, dude.
And so, what do you think about the Gordy storyline?
The Gordy storyline is
So you got to think. So Gordy is the chimpanzee. The movie opens with it.
yes.
That's how the movie opens.
So how the movie really opens is with the horse, the guy on the horse, right?
No.
Oh no. Okay, so it does open with the Gordy.
Yeah, it opens with Gordy.
Yeah, it opens with the kid underneath. It's the camera
but you can't
shot.
tell where you're looking at.
What you're looking at until the monkey comes up.
Yeah, but no. So it starts off with Gordy going and like it's like like
it's a dark screen.
So dark screen, and then you hear the
hear
lines.
Everything happen.
You hear a pop, and then you see Gordy kind of like going and kicking someone's feet.
Yeah, he's doing this.
Yeah, like seeing if they're still alive, and then you go and he's looking, punches his hat off, and looks at camera.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then and then the movie starts.
Yeah, that's when the scene goes into the horse guy riding.
No.
Shit,
Then
right?
it goes into the horse thing isn't until after the dad dies.
Oh, okay. Because that's when it rolls the beginning credit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do you think about the whole Gordy thing, dude?
The Gordy storyline to me makes sense when you go throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Because where critics were saying the Gordy thing was stupid because it didn't make any sense.
No, they're saying like there wasn't like it was weirdly timed and like there was no resolution to it and everything like that. And but what was so what do you think? What's your opinion on it?
It makes sense. It makes sense because it ties into the storyline of the guy who owns Jupiter's claim. Jupiter's claim. It makes perfect sense because that dude's capitalizing on a tragedy that has happened. He's capitalizing on a spectacle. First of all, I watched this movie twice. Both times in the movie theaters. First time I was on mushrooms, freaked me out, couldn't finish it. Second time, I went sober by myself and watched it. Fucking phenomenal movie, and I capitalized on a few of my mushroom ideas.
So
the storyline makes sense because to me, in my opinion, the movie's pretty much about spectacles. What you're looking at spectacles a lot. You're looking at how like you can't stop looking at shit. So to me, the Gordy storyline makes sense because that dude who owns Jupiter's claim was the kid who witnessed the entire thing happen.
Yeah.
And he survived.
Yeah.
He's the only one that survived on the cast.
He
took all the memorabilia, bought it, put it in a museum, and rents it out to people to fucking to want to see and look at it.
Yeah.
So and he figured out how to capture the UFO. So that ties in all together. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it makes sense. You have to have that storyline in order to understand everything else on why this character is like this. And why this character is tied to this character.
Yeah.
And because there's all the characters are all tied in together somehow, but in the past too. And that's why this makes sense to me. People who say the Gordy thing was stupid, it's untimely or whatever, they didn't make. You have to think about the background of everybody's thing.
So the way I look at it is Gordy or the movie is a major spoiler warning. It's not about a UFO. It is. It's about a predator.
Yeah.
It's about an apex predator, right?
Yeah.
Which you can't. And the moral of the story is that you can't train a predator, right? You can't. Predators are unpredictable. They're predators.
Yeah.
They do what they want. Gordy is a predator. At the end of the day, he's a fucking chimpanzee, right?
Yeah.
He's a predator. He does what he wants, right? He's unpredictable.
He was trained for so long.
Yeah, but he was trained, but he's unpredictable. At the end of the day, you can't break you. And then the dad says it in a cutaway scene before he dies, talking about a predator specific, or talk about a horse, talk about maybe Jean Jacket or something like that, one of the horses. And he goes, or talk about ghosts. He's, oh man, some of these things you just can't train. You just can't train or whatever. Like that guy, the way he says it is more eloquent. And the sequence before is the Gordy scene, right? Where he goes and you go back and you see exactly what happened. The balloon pop, it freaked him out. He kills the two people and then he just murdered two people. He looks over at Stephen Yeun's character as a kid. He sees him, and instead of going and ripping his face off, he goes over and gives him like the signature fist bump.
Yeah, because that's what he was trained.
No, because he's completely unpredictable. It doesn't matter, you know. He has no control. And Steven Yeun goes is like so Steven Yeun's character witnessed all this. He witnessed horrible murders, and he feels like he's special.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's
so
right. He was like chosen.
Like he was chosen to like, oh look, we're friends, and he puts his emotions into Beast. He goes, oh, we're friends. He gave me a fist bump. You know, like I'm okay. Like he loves me. So he gets this same feeling with this UFO creature that eats horses, that he can befriend the Beast because that's what he has. And two, it's like
this is why we don't podcast early.
And so like two, after all this is happened, he beat death. Right.
Yeah.
But this is the only thing he identified. This is where it goes into like the Hollywood legacy. Right. All he ever was a child actor.
Yep. Nothing ever came out.
He was
afterwards.
like in a Steven Spielberg-esque film, which was that well one.
That
it was
Jupiter's Claim.
No, the one it wasn't called Jupiter's Claim. The one where
he played Jupiter in that movie.
No,
right?
It wasn't a movie. It wasn't called Jupiter's Claim. It was called like The Well Wishes or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a ripoff though.
It was
his
like
character in the movie was Jupiter.
Was it?
Yeah, that's what like the movie within the movie he played Jupiter. That's why it was called Jupiter's Claim.
Okay, yeah, and he's like it's a very Steven Spielberg-esque looking movie kind of thing, like a Goonies kind of thing. Like the way the poster looks, it's like
yeah.
Like this is like a Goonies kind of movie, you know what I mean? And that's all he ever was, you know what I mean? And like that's all he ever did, and like he did this sitcom that like ended tragically, and then that's all that ever happened. So he's like holding on to this legacy, trying to recapture it, right? And he's like, oh, you know, I could befriend these beasts or whatever. You know, look, this beast befriends me or whatever. And the ignorance of like not realizing the situation of like what just happened, and like realizing maybe I can't train a beast. He's like, oh, I could be friends with it. He wants to fist bump me.
Yeah. And
he makes the same mistake again, but this time it costs him his life and everyone around him. And I like really like that resolution of it. It's like, okay, so ignorance is what killed him.
Right.
And then like even the lady that's like fucking in the show that got like her face
the
ripped
one
off.
that's mauled,
yeah, and like it's so interesting, like it's that same Hollywood legacy thing. She's literally wearing a shirt with her face as a child on it, so people know who she is. And it's like this Hollywood legacy, like that's all like I ever was, but look at me now, I'm mauled as a face, but yet I wear a shirt reminding people exactly why I look like this. You know what I mean?
See, I never thought about this point.
Yeah, it's like
movie.
It's like, yeah, look at me. Like, oh yeah, I'm Betty Jo. Oh, you're the one that got their face mauled by a chimpanzee and 2 people got murdered and they ended up killing the monkey. Yeah, I was on Hollywood. I was on a show. Yeah, that's me.
Huh.
And it's like this Hollywood legacy kind of thing, you know, and like the little nuances of it that I really enjoyed.
It's interesting.
Yeah, that I really enjoyed. Like I like that Gordy storyline. I loved it.
That Gordy storyline was really good. I felt like it had to happen.
But it sets up perfectly. It gives you the framework of what a predator is capable of, which is what this thing is, and it makes sense because they're both akin to each other. You know, at any time, shit can hit the fan. And it does what it wants,
right?
But then they end up going and they breaking it, and it's a cool thing at the very end.
Yeah, the very end was cool. How weird? I know we're gonna jump. How weird was it? The TMZ.
I thought it was funny.
That's why I flipped out. I was on mushrooms, and the dude kept pulling out camera.
He only pulled out 2.
He pulled out multiple. I thought.
He pulled out 2.
Whatever. But and then I started like looking at shit. This is when I was on mushrooms, because you know how they set up at the very end scene. They have all the inflatables set up.
Inflatable arm flailing tube man.
They have all those set up, and then if you notice, there's like they're all in different color patterns. Everybody's wearing colors for some reason. And that guy showed up was wearing nothing but black and silver mirror. And he had one eye hole that was black. And for some reason, I picked up on it. I was like, "Oh, this dude is wearing black, so he's gonna get the closest to it." I kept thinking, I was like, the more you take away color on the color wheel, the closer you get to witnessing the UFO. Apparently, I was wrong.
I think what it was supposed to look like, now that I'm thinking about it, now that you mention it, you remember, okay, so you remember the scene, because it's all symbolism, everything has a bunch of, so you remember when he's on set, right?
Yeah.
With the Lucky.
Yeah.
Right? They go and they pull that reflector thing. That's exactly what that guy kind of looked like, but in a human.
Yeah.
And that's what made the horse buck.
Yeah.
Right? So he goes and comes and makes the predator buck.
Huh.
You know, because he's kind of that same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he almost like fucks everything up. You know
Right.
what I mean? But like now that he learned from that, Lucky did. He learned from, or like, what was the main guy's name?
OJ.
OJ, that's right. Which is funny. And
It was on purpose.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And your name's OJ?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
we gotta remember Jordan Peele's a comic too.
Yeah.
So there was like a lot of funny things in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, when Steven Yeun, what was his name? Steven what?
Steven Yeun.
When Steven Yeun got abducted, I was like, oh, this is an Asian joke. I was like, it's not an Asian joke. He just got abducted.
Why is it an Asian joke?
I don't know. I was on mushrooms. I don't fucking know. Just the whole time I was like, because I was like being very observant to the movie. And I was like, oh,
this is Asian.
this is an Asian. I leaned over to Howdy. I go, I was like, dude, this is an Asian joke. He went, what the fuck are you talking about? He just got abducted. I was like, dude, Jordan Peele's a comic. He just wrote an Asian joke. He was like, if you're a comic, you get it. And I'm like dying laughing. But then I was like, nah, it's not a fucking Asian joke, you idiot. But then like when there's those funny parts in it, you're like, oh,
that's an Asian joke.
yeah. And you have to like, and then I was like trying to figure out, I was like, oh wait, yeah, it was. And then I watched it again. I was like, no, it was fucking stupid.
That's funny, dude.
How did you feel about the abduction scene when Steven Yeun everybody got abducted?
I thought it was kind of cool.
Scared the shit out of me.
It was very when I was watching it, I got very claustrophobic.
That movie really got to the point, like it did a very good job of making you feel certain ways.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but it just made you feel certain ways whenever it wanted you to. Like that Sunglasses at Night song where the song gets super slow in the van. It was like, whoa.
Yeah, they chopped and screwed it.
Whoa. Yeah. Dude, I love that shit.
Hey, what part of the movie were you like, I'm done, and walked out?
The TMZ guy.
Really?
It freaked me the fuck out.
Why?
The colors, the fucking guy's helmet was just all reflecting. The one eye hole didn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to anybody. I ask all the people, like, why does he have just that eye hole? Doesn't make sense to anybody.
No,
Everything's
for the movie.
chromed out. Yeah.
For the movie. So
Yeah.
that way it looks like an eye.
Yeah, everything's chromed out, but then the eye hole's there. And then when he kept pulling out the cameras, it freaked me out.
He pulls out two.
But then inside of my head, I was like, if you look at black, you'll be fine or whatever. I don't know.
Because the main characters are black?
No. It was like if you don't. It was. I don't remember. I was on mushrooms. I was.
So you're racist when you're on mushrooms? Wow.
Because I got caught up on colors.
Wow. You heard it first. Racist Asian jokes and getting caught up on colors by Marcos Alvarez.
I got caught up on colors and making eye contact and shit like that. I was something like, oh, if you look into the black, you're going to go into eternity and the world's going to end. I was fucking an idiot, dude.
You are, dude.
It's so stupid.
You were.
And I was like, if you look at colors, you'll be okay. If you look at colors, you'll be okay. And that dude pulled up with the chrome helmet, and I was like, oh, I'm going to make eye contact with myself. And I like freaked out. And that was the whole thing where I was like, oh, you can't look at. That's why I was like, oh, every time you're on drugs, don't look into the mirror because you're going to kill yourself. I don't fucking know, dude. No. I got real weird after a while. I was like, oh, shit.
I'm glad you fucking slowed down on taking those mushrooms.
I know. It was wild. I was like, yo.
Here, I got to text somebody real quick.
It was so much fun. Dude, that's probably... I'm not a scary movie guy. And that movie wasn't that scary. It was just a thriller. But it got me on board with all that, like really well-crafted movies. And if you don't know, what's his name? The guy who directed... Christopher Nolan, who directed all the Batman movies, or those couple Batman movies, the iconic one with Heath Ledger, the guy who does all that camera work. This just sounds like he's grinding up the microphones. The guy who works with Christopher Nolan, who's the videographer for him, was the videographer for Nope too.
The actual videographer guy?
Mm-hmm.
The guy on camera.
Yeah.
That's actually...
No. Not the guy who's on camera in the movie.
That guy was so corny, like on purpose.
Oh, because he's playing a Hollywood director.
Yeah, but he was like, it was so funny.
Yeah, because it was written that way.
Yeah, I know.
It was so funny.
That's what was funny about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's funny is like in a lot of that shit, like he was making fun of those people.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, this is how you Hollywood directors fucking look.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I have all these old archive films,
and anytime it shows him, he's just watching reel to reel, fucking just animals eating other animals. That's all he watches at home. Like that's all he ever shows him watching.
Yeah, like weird shit.
Yeah, he's just.
He was like, "Oh, you're so special because you watch this shit."
Yeah,
so stupid.
You're so fucking edgy, dude.
Yeah, that was so
fucking
funny.
Edgy with your fucking
funny
scarf and shit.
Yeah, it was like, "Oh, you only watch retro shit because I only direct in real film, like shit like that." But the guy who was the actual videographer for Nope is the same videographer for Christopher Nolan.
That's cool.
And Christopher Nolan has that movie coming out, 19 something about Herrenberg. He has that Heidenberg, the guy who made the nuclear bomb. He has that movie coming out next year, same date as Nope was.
I thought that what was gonna happen was when the director got sucked up, and he got that perfect footage.
Yeah,
I thought that the alien was gonna spit it out, and then they were gonna have it.
The footage.
Yeah,
he did spit out. They did drop. Remember the wheel was running down the hill.
Yeah, but they didn't have it.
Yeah, it unwound. And it became destroyed.
Yeah, but I'm saying like they would have had. I thought they were gonna like have
end it on that. No,
like that was gonna like that's what they're having. I thought the well thing was kind of cool, dude.
You know what's crazy is that dude Angel in the movie survived.
Yeah,
he's the only quote unquote the only him and that chick are the only living people to see the monster.
OJ lived,
but did he?
Yeah,
just because he was on the horse didn't mean he was alive.
Yeah, it was.
Because remember his dad was on the horse. And fell over and died.
Yeah, but he was like standing there like very Django-y, very John Wayne-y.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever watched like a lot of Westerns, but in Westerns they use, like in John Wayne movies, like specifically like those spaghetti Westerns and shit. I don't know if that's a spaghetti Western, John Wayne movies. But they, I think it's in The Searchers specifically, they use the door frame a lot to frame the character within the frame of the shot.
Oh, really?
So it makes it very cinematic. You know, because it's like he's walking and then you see the door frame. You know, a lot of movies replicated it now. And if you see it, it's because it had like a very little bit of like a Western twang on it.
Yeah.
You know? And that scene where he's standing and it's framed by over yonder and he's like standing behind it. Okay. It was very homage to like those classic Western movies. Like he's the hero. And it's like, nope.
Yeah.
You know, which I thought was cool. You know, like, you know, it's like, it was cool.
That's one of those movies where I'll probably buy it on DVD.
Yeah,
because it's like one of those like I don't ever want to lose it.
It was a fun movie, dude.
It's a super fun movie. I've never watched the Jordan Peele movie. Like I never watched Get Out or Us, and I loved it. Loved it. It was a good fucking movie.
I think it was his best movie.
Yeah. Can't wait till he makes another one.
Yeah.
I can't wait till that Christopher Nolan one comes out. Heidenberg, whatever. And then for a while I thought Nope and Herrenberg was linked. For some reason, I thought it was all about time travel, too. Because video is literally capturing moments of time, and photos stop time. How weird is that?
This is mushrooms?
Yeah.
Photos stop time.
Yeah, photos capture time.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
It's not.
If you really think about it, it's kind of weird.
No, it isn't.
Cameras are kind of time machines.
All right, bye.